There's an expression that money can make a person blind, and there is no greater example of that than this week's Parsha, where Eliezer, the servant of Avraham, is on a mission to find a wife for Yitzchak. He comes to Aram Naharaim, the city of Nahor, who was the brother of Avraham. He wants to find a wife for Yitzchak from Avraham's family. And of course, he meets Rivka at the well. He confirms that Rivka is a descendant of Nahor, who is Avram's brother. And he says to her, after seeing the miracles and seeing the chesed in Rivka, and confirming who she was, he says, could we go back to your house so I can meet your family? So Eliezer returns together with Rivka to Rivka's house, and she returns with the jewels, with the rings that Eliezer had already gifted her as to their being engaged. And the pasuk tells us that when Lavan, the brother of Rivka, sees Eliezer, he says the following to him. He says, Vayomer, bo Baruch Hashem. He says, come, Baruch Hashem, with the blessing of Hashem, lama sa'amod b'chutz. Why are you standing outside? Va'anochi pinisi abayis. I've already cleaned out the house, umakom lagmalim, and a place for the camels. And this sounds like a beautiful pasuk. It sounds like Lavan is just welcoming. He's machris orchim. He wants to welcome the guests, but there's really more to it. What's interesting to notice, Medrash says that when Lavan said that he cleaned out the house, he cleaned it out me'avodah zarah, from idols. We know, as we see later on in the story of Yaakov and Rachel and Leah, that Lavan had a tremendous amount of idols. And here in an instant, when he saw that Eliezer had a great deal of money based on the fact that he saw the jewels that his sister was already wearing, he cleaned out all of the idols. So Rav Yosef Horovitz explains what a lesson for us about life and the challenge that we often find when it comes to financial matters, when it comes to money. Look at this Lavan. What did he stand for and what did he believe in? If he believed in idols, he was willing just to throw it aside for some cash or potential cash that he thought he was going to get from Eliezer. He was willing to throw all of the idols out of his house. He was willing to take everything that he believed in and just throw it away so that he can have some financial gain. And what a powerful lesson it is for us. Many times we find ourselves on some level possibly challenged when it comes to our spiritual growth, when it comes to our ethics or our values, and the potential for us to be able to maybe make something extra, make something more, have a financial gain. How often have we heard stories in past generations of people who worked on Shabbos because they felt that they would make more money if they worked that extra day? And unfortunately, what really happens is they end up losing. And that's because they lose who they are as a person who believes and who lives by certain values. May we be zocheh to follow the directive of the Torah at all costs, to impress Hashem by our commitment, and to not live a life like Lavan, where we're willing to sell anything just simply and purely for a little financial gain. Thank you for listening, and have a good Shabbos.